Hello there, Virgo. Welcome to your September 2023 new love reading for all of you singles out there. If you are single and looking for new love, this is the reading for you. Let's see here what we've got for you in the month ahead. By the way, this is Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria, so I'll be your reader today. Let's have a look at what's coming out for you guys. We're going to start with some creativity. All right, so when we embrace the creative energy, some of you may need to do something a little bit different to attract or find love. The last few years, things have changed. The landscape has changed a little bit. People got used to being alone. Some of our normal social venues shut down, all that kind of stuff. So sometimes we need to shake things up a little bit and do something a little different. If what you're doing right now to find new love isn't working for you, shake things up. As I do this reading, we have Uranus retrograde in the sign of Taurus. This is a time of a radical change, of breaking free from the norm, breaking free from restriction, and finding something a little bit better. So take a step back, reflect, and renew. In the month of September on the 3rd, by the way, we do have Venus going direct in the sign of Leo. Thank goodness, because Venus has been in retrograde since the last week of July. And so this has created a little bit of maybe uncertainty in finding love and making those connections. You may have been feeling as though some connections have started really well and then just poof, gone into oblivion, and they haven't really lasted. So this is a time when things can really stick around for a little bit. So you may find that you're meeting more people. People are a little bit open. People are a little less stressed right now, possibly, than they have been, especially the heights of intensity that we reached at the end of July, end of August, right? So we had a whole about 6 to 8 weeks that was just insane. So hopefully for you, things start to open up a little bit. We have creativity. Yes, you love to devise new ideas, innovations, and forms of illumination. Hey, get creative, open your heart, find new sources of inspiration. Perhaps some of you here with this energy, you might open the doors to love by embracing some sort of creative project or a hobby. Maybe you've got some home improvement projects that you want to do, and this can take you on a trek to home hardware stores and to furniture stores and things like that, the gardening center, and maybe you bump into somebody, right? A little bit of a fated meeting there possibly for some of you. Maybe if you wanted to learn something, you might take a class or, just do something fun with your friends, and this can actually open up ways for you to, again, meet new people. So some sort of creative project or endeavor may be your key to finding love. We have harmony coming in here as well. You're able to feel a loving, balanced connection with everything. When we are in alignment, when we're in balance and harmony, things get easier, right? We have enough time, enough space, enough energy to put towards everything that we want to do, everything that we need to make time for. So instead of, working a million hours at work and never spending any time at home or socializing, you're finding a better balance. You're taking that step back. We've got a lot of planets in retrograde in the month of September, Mercury especially right up until the 15th. So keep that in mind. And in the retrograde energy, everyone's afraid of retrograde, right? And it does sometimes bring a little bit of uncertainty. It can bring things back up from the past and things like that. But, in essence, retrogrades do slow us down a little bit, but it's usually for a purpose. And it's usually to have us reassessing and reevaluating things and people and circumstances and even what we want. So we do tend to take things a little bit slower. But when we're trying to find balance in our life and we're trying to open up the doors, the portal to love, sometimes we do need to take that step back and slow down just a little bit, right? And we can create more space and time, right, for us to get out and socialize and have a good time and open our hearts to meet new people. Your heart chakra in the green is very much open and in its fully receptive state. Acceptance, you're ready to release control of situations or people and lovingly embrace the rhythm of life. Sometimes if you've ever heard of people, we hear it all the time, right? We hear it all day, every day sometimes, right? And, people will be like, well, how did you meet your current partner? And they're like, you know what? It was just a total accident. I had been looking and looking and looking for love for so long. And finally, I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to go and concentrate on something else. And I'm not even going to worry about it for the moment, right? And they go and, people go in and they focus on their work, or they focus on family, or they focus on some other things. And then all of a sudden, bibbity bobbity boo, love enters their life. And it's really because we have stopped trying to control everything, and that we've stopped being obsessive over something and longing for something so much that we create resistance and blocks. And so as soon as we divert our energy into something else, that's when all the magic starts to happen for us. All right. So, so keep that in mind, right? That, sometimes we do need to let go in order to attract. Okay, not always the easiest thing to do, especially if you're, really wanting love in your life. Now, the energy that you have right now that's so active around you at the moment is the Eight of Pentacles. Now, the Eight of Pentacles can represent a number of different things. Number one, it is an energy of being very productive. Okay, so it's a very positive energy. You're getting things done. You're not sitting around, feeling sorry for yourself. Okay, you're working hard. You're making some achievements in your life, and so some of you are focused on your career, on your finances. Others of you, perhaps you've been working on bettering your financial situation by going back to school. The Eight of Pentacles is a card of apprenticeship, but some of you as well with the Eight of Pentacles, I do feel that you've been on probably a little bit of a healing journey with this energy. And the Eight of Pentacles is an energy, a card of learning. And it is one where you're right there at the finish line. You're ready to level up, right? And apply the skills that you have acquired and the knowledge that you've acquired and put yourself forward again. So this can be a beautiful energy. Well, thank you. This can be a beautiful energy here where you are, it's like, you know what? Now I understand. You're gaining wisdom. You're gaining insights on things on your past. And now here you are in your present moment, and you're like, I get it. I understand why some relationships didn't work. I understand now what I want and need from a relationship, a person, and it's not to complete you, right? It's not to make you happy, because that happiness, that love, that sense of completion is already within you. It's to enhance your world in a magnificent, wonderful way. So I feel like whatever situation that you're in, you are successful and you are embracing this energy of success. There's a lot of blessings headed your way. We do have the Star card coming in here for you. So some of you may have Aquarius in your chart, okay, or you might be calling in an Aquarius person. For some of you, you might already know who this person is. You could have already met this person. And we do have a Knight of Pentacles and a Queen of Wands here. So some of you may be waiting for somebody to ask you out on a date, or perhaps you are already got something going on in the works. And the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, someone's inviting you somewhere to do something fun, or they've got some sort of an offer for you, some invitation for you. So it's really quite wonderful there. And I feel that if you've been feeling as though things have been a little bit stuck in the mud, something may be about to open for you here. But with the Star energy, this does show your ability to find peace and harmony and balance. The Star represents inspiration and hope in regards to love. And it's a very serendipitous kind of energy. So it's like my heart is open, my mind is open, I'm in the flow of the universe, I'm harnessing all the power of the universe to attract love, but I'm not chasing it. I'm not obsessing over it. And so it's a beautiful energy to embrace, to be in. But the Star card is also a big old yes card. Miracles and blessings happen when the Star card comes out. But sometimes we need to be a little bit patient, right? It can be right here, right now. Something magical is going to happen for you, but for other people, a little bit of patience is required, and it's because you are right on the cusp here of getting ready to move forward. The star is a wonderful energy of success and abundance and manifestation. So some of you, something is manifesting in the month ahead, likely something that you have set your intentions for way back in the spring when we had a new moon in Aries, because we have a full moon in Aries on September 29th. And so this can be where things really do blossom for you guys, and some doors, some portals are opening up for you. And, you know, for others of you, this is a great month here to harness that energy of that star. Make a wish upon your star, set your intentions, especially around the new moon that we have in Virgo on the 14th. Okay, and then Mercury goes direct on the 15th in Virgo. So normally I would say, you know, the new moon energy, do some intention setting, wish upon that star on the day of the new moon on the 14th. But because Mercury goes direct the next day and will still be in the new moon energy, right, for a couple of days, about 3 days before and after the moons, what I would maybe do in that energy is set your intentions on the 15th rather than the 14th, once Mercury is direct there, and I feel that you'll have more clarity. You'll really speak something into existence exactly the way you want it, and not stumble or fumble on your words or be a little bit confused or doubtful. I feel like you'll get a lot more clarity on the 15th. All right. But we do have the Knight of Pentacles here. So some of you, yes, with the Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, you've been very much working on your career path, your financial situation. And this shows that there's growth there, that you've been working very diligently. You've been paying attention to things. You've been putting one foot in front of the other. You've been a lot of patience that's coming in this energy here as well. And I feel like here that you're about to be rewarded for your hard work. Now, this might be in the form of some more financial abundance coming in, and, you know, or a new job possibly. This can set you on the track for being very financially stable. And, you know, the thing is that, yes, this is a new love reading, but sometimes we do divert our energy and we divert our focus into things that are a little bit more practical. Because let's face it, you're single, right? And you are relying on numero uno. So sometimes, yeah, that love does take a back seat, because we want to get ourselves into a place where we're feeling good, or we're feeling like, you know, we're not struggling in other areas. Because when we're struggling in one area, of course, or when we're focused on one area, right, something else, you know, sometimes gets put on the back burner. Okay, so I do feel there that if that is your scenario, I think that you're making the right moves, you're making some progress there, and something is about to transform in a really positive way. So keep an open mind, keep an open heart there, because you might have a little bit of a magical energy coming in there for you. But the Knight of Pentacles is a card of patience as well. There's a lot of very calm, serene energy coming here for you. And I do feel here that you're just taking things one step at a time, one day at a time. You're, you know, trying to stay open to finding love and making those connections in your life. And you're just like, you know what, with the Knight of Pentacles, I'm going to keep on moving forward. I know in my heart of hearts that there's love out there for me, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. In the meantime, I'm going to get out there. I'm going to have fun. Queen of Wands, okay? I'm going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to enjoy myself, but I'm going to be open to meeting people and having love in my life, but I'm not going to make that my singular focus. So that can be a really wonderfully positive, healthy mindset, by the way, to be in. So the Queen of Wands is your energy. You're feeling inspired. You're getting creative. You're very independent and very confident in this energy. The Queen of Wands is a very independent, I'm very successful. I'm proud of myself and I'm feeling good kind of energy right there. So there's something you're creating right here that is making you feel a sense of accomplishment and make you feel a little bit more confident in yourself. And this, of course, does set you up there for finding that love and not compromising on your core values. putting up boundaries and sticking to them, right? Because here in this energy, you know your worth. And when we know our worth, we are not settling for second best. We're not going to settle for somebody that isn't good for us and that disrespects us. Because why? Because we know that we're better. We know that there's something better out there and we're willing to wait for it. Okay. So it's not like there's no desperation kind of here in this energy, as sometimes we do get in. Let's face it, we're all human. Everyone does get to that point sometimes where it's like, well, this person isn't really right for me, but it's better than being alone. The Queen of Wands does not think that way. The Queen of Wands is like, you know what? I would rather be alone than with the wrong person. All right. And when we're in that mindset, the universe is like, you know what? You are ready for that love because you are very content, very happy inwardly. You've done your work and now it's time. The Queen of Wands may also possibly be a person in your life that, yes, maybe you meet somebody and they're, they're very down to earth and practical, but they also have a very fun loving side. They're honest, and they're, really kind of and very enjoyable to be around in this energy, right? They might be Aquarius. They could be an earth sign. They could also be a fire sign. So a little bit of a mixed bag. But for some of you, maybe you've got some multiple options because the star brings you abundance into your life. So, you might have some choices to make in that energy. Now, the energy that you are attracting in that's being activated for you in the month of September, this energy, depending on your situation, when we have energy activated in this month, the energy can carry you through over the next number of months up to about 6 months, right? Because everyone's situation is a little bit differently. And especially when we do get the Knight of Pentacles here, because that's one hell of a slow mover, right? Very slow moving energy. And so for some of you, there's some things that are happening and blossoming and meetings and, things like that right now in the month of September. Others of you, this is unfolding energy. So a little bit of patience, as we already have coming in here, is the key. But we do have the Three of Cups that's being activated. So if you've been feeling a little bit lost, a little bit disconnected from the world, maybe you've had a lot of things going on, the Three of Cups shows this is a time of heightened social activity for you. This is a time when you get together with friends, you go out and have fun. Maybe even with the Three of Cups energy, somebody in your social network may actually be wanting to set you up with somebody or help you meet people. All right. And we do have this energy in your sign, right? We've got Mercury going direct in your sign, great for communication. We've got that new moon in your sign on the 14th. So take advantage of all of that energy. And if somebody around that time, so it does bring in new, fresh energy and a fresh perspective and clarity and focus in all of that energy. So I feel that if somebody around that time does have an opportunity or has someone they want you to meet, I feel like this is something that could actually unlock a lot of other social potential. So even if you are initially hesitant to get set up on a blind date or something like that, you're like, oh no, I don't know, I'm good, I don't do the blind date thing. It could possibly, number one, it could end up being magical, right? Because we do have that star energy there. And the Three of Cups does bring an energy of celebration and good news and good times. So it could possibly work out well for you. And if it doesn't, maybe there's no connection, maybe there's no spark, there's no attraction there, and it could just give you a good story. But what it can also do is unlock the portal to love because you are making an effort, you're making that connection, and the universe here is watching. And when you do that, then it's like it's your cue to tell the universe that you are actually ready, right? Because you're getting out of hermit mode and into social mode. But we do have the Page of Cups here. So, this is awesome because the Page of Cups is number one, you opening your heart, you're imagining, what kind of love you want, what kind of person you want. The Page of Cups is very much connected with your heart, very creative energy, by the way, as well. Maybe you go somewhere with your friends and maybe with these bars and things like that or pubs, and they have these paint nights and things. And so maybe you go and do something like that, or you go to a wine tasting with your friends or something. And not only will you have a good time, Page of Cups, having a very good time, but you might also, of course, unlock some new meetings in there, meet someone new. So that Page of Cups can bring some really good news in regards to love there. It's also your energy, your imagination is activated in that, and you're like imagining all the possibilities. So it's really wonderful, open-hearted kind of energy, but it does bring in fresh energy. It does bring in new energy, and it is active. The pages are always active, and they sometimes do bring us some really good news. So again, you can have invitations, offerings, meeting new people, getting out and having fun, and all of this energy really does raise your vibe. And I feel here that in this energy, you are attracting people that match your vibration. So think big, use your imagination, and get out of the house. All right, we've got the Queen of Swords here as well, so an important conversation. So I do feel like here with the Queen of Swords and with that Page of Cups and there Three of Cups there, I do feel that you'll be having some very maybe enlightening conversations, but I do feel that there is an invitation and offer of some kind on the table for you. One of your friends may actually, because we've got some very truthful energy there with the Queen of Swords, one of your friends, they come from a good place, they might actually give you a little bit of a talking to in regards to your love life, right? And they could just be being honest with you. And they could be, maybe giving you a little bit of a pep talk, or, trying to get you to, do something a little bit different, get out of the house, or maybe even accept that blind date or that setup that they might have for you. And the Queen of Swords could actually be fairly convincing, maybe not quite as convincing as the Queen of Wands, okay? But either way, okay, someone might be convincing you of something, or just, being honest with you and saying, hey, you know what? You need love. You deserve love. You are a wonderful human being. Let me help you, right? You never know if you've got a friend like that could be very helpful for you. But the Queen of Swords can also be your energy. You're opening up to love, but you're not wearing your heart on your sleeve necessarily. Perhaps you've had your heart a little bit closed off. And with the Page of Cups there with that Queen of Swords, you're like, okay, I'm opening up to love. Okay, but I've got boundaries, right? That Queen of Swords is like very open and very receptive, but very guarded in the heart space, and especially with that Page of Cups right there. So you could actually surprise yourself a little bit and open yourself up a little bit more than what you thought. You could actually even meet someone that does come as about a little bit of a surprise, and you're like, oh, this was slightly unexpected, because the Page of Cups can sometimes bring a little bit of a surprise, but a happy one, right? Very happy surprise. It's like, oh, this is cool, right? So, but with the Queen of Swords, I do feel as though there's an opening of your heart space, right? But with a little bit of caution. Okay. But we talked about boundaries a litbit earlier, and that you're not going to compromise your values or boundaries, and you're not going to let anyone disrespect you because you know your worth. And with the Queen of Swords, oh yeah, that is firm boundaries. It's like, I'm open to love, but I got some rules, man. And you're not going to let anyone disrespect you or dishonor the boundaries that you've put in place. And you're not going to drop your guard with those either, right? Because I feel here with the Eight of Pentacles coming out, and with the Star card, I feel some of you have been on one hell of a healing journey, and you're not willing to take a backslide on that, right? You're like, no, I'm only going to look forward, and there's lessons I've learned, and I'm not going to repeat them. We've got the Seven of Pentacles coming in here as well. Now, the Seven of Pentacles can be an energy of something blossoming in your life, right? We've got growth on this plant. And so for some of you here, especially with the Star card, we've got the Page of Cups and everything, I do feel here that some of you are about to experience something very magical in regards to your love, right? And, little magical meetings, magical moments, and just really get some traction and get some movement in your love life. And it's great because this is blossoming things at time of harvest for you. Others here, I do feel that there is some quiet, slow contemplation with the Seven of Pentacles. You're looking at things and you're like, okay, you're assessing your situation, right? Your money, your finances, your career path, possibly, okay, or things that you've learned. And you're like, okay, I'm looking at my situation. Am I feeling like it's time for love? Have I accomplished everything that I want to accomplish? Do I still have some things that I want to do? And I do feel here in this energy, you're just being kind of very quiet assessment of things. All right. I also do feel here that you're not just going to rush into anything because there's no desperation coming in here as well, right? So the Seven of Pentacles, okay, someone could be talking to you. They have an invitation for you to go out and have fun, right? Maybe there's a little bit of spark there, a little bit of feelings there. But with the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like you're not necessarily going to say yes right away. You might be, if someone sends you like a message, or maybe even if someone does phone you, maybe they leave a voicemail or something, you might see the phone ringing and you might be like, you know what, I'm going to let it go to voicemail for the moment and see what they have to say. And then you contemplating your next move with this Seven of Pentacles, okay? Or if one of your friends wants to set you up, you're just going to think about that for a little while. You're not jumping in with both feet necessarily with this energy, right? Depending on your situation. So I do feel that some of you are going to just be thinking about things a little bit. And we do have a Two of Wands, you're making decisions. So, so contemplate and assess. But the Seven of Pentacles can also be a card of strategy, right? You're trying to figure out, how do I meet new love? What do I need to do differently? Am I doing all the right things, or do I need to make some change? Because sometimes that Seven of Pentacles, we can be making a alternate choice and taking an alternate approach, okay, at what we're doing right now, right? And that's not a bad place to be, because that does show an element of flexibility and adaptability in regards to who you meet or where you meet them, and that kind of thing. So a little bit of challenge. So the energy that's challenging you this month is the Two of Wands, trying to stay open and receptive, trying to make that decision. What do I want, right? What do I want? What kind of person do I want? What kind of relationship am I looking for? So with the Two of Wands, right, we sometimes do look out onto the horizon, and in reality, we've removed our blocks, okay? So some of you here with the Two of Wands, part of the challenge, part of the issue there is, timing perhaps, right? Or, that you're very much on the last stages here of a little bit of healing. And it's like, okay, I'm ready, but I'm not ready. It's like one step forward, one step backwards a little bit. So there might be a little bit of back and forth energy with that Two of Wands, and that can actually represent a challenge, right? Also, the Two of Wands, right? That portal, that door is opening for you, but are you going to step through? Are you going to make some moves? Are you going to take some action, right? So when we're in this energy here, a little bit of pensive energy, do you feel like a little bit of hesitation or a little bit of procrastination even, okay? Because we are called to think about what we want and then make some moves and then take some action to go forward. Now, it might just be a little bit of a mindset that you're working through with that, okay? And again, we do have healing element coming in here as well. So sometimes we just need to take our time, and we just need to kind of get ourselves in the space where we're feeling good, right? And we're like, okay, I'm ready now. Let's go. Let's do this thing. Okay. But the Two of Wands can also represent some decisions. And of course, we do have a couple of different people possibly showing up for some of you guys. So perhaps choosing the right person, choosing the right kind of personality, or the right kind of, whatever it is else that you want, right? Or making a decision as to what kind of person or relationship do I want. So that there you could be really trying to make a decision and just kind of struggling with it a little bit. So I would say there that if you're really kind of tied up in knots, right, that take a step back, be like the Seven of Pentacles energy, just take a step back and just assess or evaluate, or even just go out and have some fun and put it on the back burner for a little bit and then come back to thinking about it, okay? But part of it here, we do have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Now, the Five of Pentacles is a card of lack, right? Is I don't have, I'm not worthy, I've lost love. So, with this in the reverse, things are turning around for you and things are getting better for you. So if there's been a lack of opportunities and connection, things are starting to turn around. If you've been feeling as though you're not where you want to be with your financial situation, your career, things are turning around for you with this. Okay. If you've been, healing, right, from old past relationships, right, things are at a turning point for you there. So things are getting better, but it's still a little bit of a challenge. It's also a little bit of a challenge there to get out of a lack mindset and into an abundant mindset, right? Instead of there's no connections, there's nobody honest out there anymore. Where's all the really good people? All I need is this kind of person, and that's not what I'm looking for. So sometimes it can be very difficult to get out of that kind of energy, but I do feel here that you are on the cusp and you are on that turning point there. So for some of you, this is what's gonna, keep the energy from playing out rather quickly for you. It's just gonna slow things down, but it serves a purpose for you though, right? Remember our Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady wins the race. I'm going to take things one day at a time. I'm going to pay attention to the details. I'm not going to leave any stone unturned, and I'm really going to assess everything that I need to assess while also making positive progress forward. So, if you're not, meeting people really quickly, there might be a reason for that, right? Something internal within you there. But for others, I do feel there is something wonderful there. Now, we do have a King of Cups coming in here as well. So some of you are healing from a past romance, a past heartbreak there. But I do feel for others of you that with that King of Cups energy, perhaps it's been a little bit challenging to open yourself up to love. We've got a Ten of Swords in reverse as well. So I do feel here that, there is a letting go energy here, right? You're letting things go because you're opening your path to love, right? So you're very much on that final stages of a healing journey. Okay. You're trying to make better choices, right? So, sometimes we're a little bit afraid to make a choice, right? Because we're afraid of making the wrong choice. I'd rather not make a choice at all than make the wrong one and waste another year of my life, right? That kind of thing. But I feel here that, for some of you, I do feel that you are going to be making a conscious effort, number one, with the King of Cups here, to open your heart fully and completely to love and know what it is you want, because the King of Cups brings in a leadership energy, right? Like one of maturity, one of strength, one of I'm going to take charge of my situation. I'm not going to let my situation or my past dictate to me anymore, right? So you're gaining confidence, you're gaining strength. With the King of Cups, I also do feel that even though it's a challenge for you to fully and open up your heart to love, I feel like here in this energy, the King will override that Ten of Swords and that Five of Pentacles. So I feel like here you're making a very conscious effort to have a positive outlook on love. But the King of Cups here, I do feel that for some of you, this is somebody who's part of your future, okay? But they might scare you a little bit. The King of Cups brings in a very wonderful, warm energy. Somebody who is mature, someone who's probably been through their fair share of heartbreak as well. Okay, someone who's turning their life around, or they've already done their hard work, and they're filled with love and romance and empathy and compassion and kindness, right? And they're like, I feel maybe a little bit irresistible, or the magnetic attraction with this person maybe frightening. Okay, they're not a frightening person, but they might be frightening for you, right? Because it's like, whoa, okay, I didn't expect this. So, for some of you, I feel that there's maybe someone that is about to sweep you off your feet. Okay, and this may just kind of freak you out a little bit because maybe you weren't expecting a Page of Cups, right? And when we're not expecting that, it catches us off guard, and then our first instinct sometimes is to bolt back into our rabbit hole, right? So no. I think the struggle here is trusting the situation, right? And, being open to acceptance and accepting that invitation and open up and accepting that person. Okay. But again, there is some underlying issues. So we do have the Devil card coming out here for you guys. Okay. So, this is your overall outcome. Now, this is by the end of September, right? So for some of you here, with this Devil card, there could possibly be, again, we've talked about another earth sign, and this can be Capricorn energy, right? Just because it's the Devil card doesn't necessarily mean that it's a negative energy, okay? So some of you could possibly be attracting in a Capricorn person, okay? And I do feel here that this person, with the Ten of Wands, they've had a lot of struggles, a lot of burdens. They've got a lot of things that they've worked through. The Queen of Wands, they have overcome those issues that they've been dealing with, and they are ready for love. Second Queen of Wands, by the way, in your reading. And this is a fated meeting. Karma brings you this person, and this person may have been through a lot of challenges, a lot of struggles, and they may be divorced. Maybe they even have something still going on with that Devil card. All right, so this can be a Capricorn person in your life, and not without their fair share of ups and downs in their life. All right, but with the Devil card here as well, I do feel that for some of you, it's still, as we've just really been talking about, it's a challenge here to make better choices, because the Devil card does speak to our shadow side, our habits, our patterns, our behaviors, our fears, our wonderful ability to knock ourselves down a peg, right? A lack of confidence, that kind of thing. So when the Devil card comes out, there's boundaries and perspective that is needed, right? Because opening your heart to love, even especially if you've been hurt in the past, is a scary endeavor. So you're being called upon here to really face your fears, okay? And you may even be challenged by somebody here to, you may have to say no. You may need to reinforce your boundaries, right? And when we're in that energy, it's like, oh man, there's some temptation here, or oh, I don't know, I'm starting to slip backwards a little bit, because sometimes the Devil card can come out as somebody who is very irresistible. The magnetic attraction is unbelievable, right? And so in that energy, you might have a choice. Is this all style and no substance? Is this the kind of person that I want? They're very exciting to be around, okay, but there's nothing beneath the surface, right? Or it's like a little bit of a bad boy or bad girl kind of energy, right? It's like good for a fun time, good for a short time, but probably not for the long time. So some of you here may need to make a very important decision, okay, with that. But I do also feel as though you're working through some fears with the Devil card, okay? And this is maybe, you know, really where you do find a little bit of stress, right? With the Ten of Wands here, this is a completion of a cycle, okay? We do have the Justice card here. The Devil card can represent those karmic cycles. So I do feel here that all of your hard work is about to pay off, okay, and you are just on that very last chapter, that last phase there with the Ten of Wands, of clearing out some old toxic karmic cycles there for yourself, right? You're going to be making better choices. You're going to be feeling better about yourself. You're going to chase that devil away. You're going to chase the shadows away. And, you know, even though it might be a little bit of a challenge for you in that energy, I do feel that you've got some wonderfully karmic justice on your side, right? It's like clearing out that cycle. Okay. So, you may have been on a path to spiritual growth and healing as well, especially with that Page of Cups coming in there. Okay. But the Justice card does bring about balance and harmony in your life. The Justice card brings about your just rewards, okay? Justice is served. So you could possibly run into a past person here, and maybe you see them a little bit getting their just rewards. Maybe they've gone downhill. Maybe they've had some things that didn't work out for them, and you're like, well, that's karma, baby, you know, and that just maybe makes you feel a little bit better about your situation, right? Because let's face it, we do have some returning energy. We've got all these planets in retrograde, and sometimes this is where people come back, right? But I do feel that if you do run into an ex or find them on social media or something, I do feel that maybe they're not doing as well as, maybe you are. So this can actually, not that we want to take a vendetta out on anybody or anything like that, but sometimes it just feels like karmic justice, seeing, a toxic person, or just seeing them kind of have a little bit of struggle, right? Yeah, as we got to be careful of the thoughts that we put out there. Okay. But, it's like, oh, okay, well, they deserve that, right? So it may be that going on. But with the Justice card and the Queen of Wands coming in here, I do feel that there's, don't forget this is new love, right? And we all got to start somewhere. And so, there's a couple of cards that people don't love to see, obviously, when we're doing a new love reading, and that can sometimes be the Knight of Wands, right? Player energy, the Devil card, right? Someone who is very intoxicating, someone who you're very tempted by, but ultimately somebody who, may end up being a toxic person or that narcissist and things like that. But sometimes we have to start out with that magnetic attraction, with that temptation, right? And, we see where it goes, right? But I feel like if you're firm in your boundaries, okay, sometimes people do come across one way, and as we get to know them a little bit better, it can go one of two ways, obviously, right? Either their true colors come out and we're like, oh man, I should have seen the red flags, okay? Or we see that there's more beneath the surface than they initially showed us, right? Kind of like the Queen of Swords energy, right? Someone who actually does have a good heart, someone who is brutally honest, and someone who is very chatty and communicative and really quite, really quite humorous and funny, right? Someone who's got a good wit, right? But they come across as cold at the same time, right? Because they do have a heart, they do have feelings, they do have love, they just don't wear it on their sleeves until you get to know them a little bit more. So sometimes we can have that energy coming in. But just pay attention to red flags though, because whenever we do get that Devil card coming out, it is a red flag, okay, for us, right? Now, it can just be something that you are finally clearing out from yourself. It may be that, hey, guess what? I have perspective now, and I'm shutting this down, okay? And I'm going to make a better decision. I'm going to make better choices. And remember, over here, we have multiple people. So in this energy, there could just be a no to one person and a yes to another person. You've made a decision, Two of Wands, yay, congratulations, right? So, but I do feel that some of you are also deciding what I want out from love. What do I want from love? We've got the Three of Pentacles coming in here and the Three of Cups, all right? Three of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. So again, there's multiple people showing up. Very social energy in this, right? Teamwork and collaboration and working with others and learning from others, maybe going to a support group, right? Because the Three of Pentacles, we can be learning, learning or teaching, right? We can be in that energy. The Three of Cups, again, an energy of celebration and socialization. But we've got our almighty Ace of Cups coming in here as well. So it may be that on your quest for love, that you do have a lot of help and support around you. You're feeling more social. You're getting yourself out of your shell, all of that kind of stuff. And the end result here is true love. Because this Ace of Cups, the aces are manifestation. The aces are a gift from the universe. They bring peace and love and healing. They bring magical new connections, right? And this is, of course, the holy grail of cards that you want to get in a new love reading. This is new love right here, okay? But you may need to let other people help you. You may have an important decision to make. You may have to very much enforce your boundaries. And for some of you, you need to complete shutting down this karmic cycle, right? This old patterns, old behaviors, right? And you have to complete that shutting them down for all of this new to come in. So there's a lot of positives that are coming in for you. Now, the Justice card can be Libran energy. It is card number 11, so it can represent some new beginnings. We do have the 10 of Wands. 10s are endings, but they lead way to new beginnings. So we've got 3 ones coming out there for you. And with the Ace of Cups here as well, we've got 4 ones right here. And 4 ones is 1111, okay? And 1111 can be twin flame energy. It can be soulmate energy, but it is ultimately tied in with your wishes and your manifestation situations. So this can be a reminder here with the Devil card to not obsess. Okay, we got to release obsession and the need to control everything in order to open us up fully and completely to attract that love in, right? Very important for us to do that. And we already said at the beginning is that sometimes when you release, right, the need to control, or you release that obsessive energy, right, and you go and focus on something else. You just go out and you have fun with your friends and you socialize and you know, maybe take on some creative projects and things like that. You release some stuck energy there. And this is where things open up and blossom, and look what happens. Ace of Cups comes right on in, right? So we do need to keep that in perspective with that energy. Okay, but I do feel that there is portals opening up for you. There's doors opening up for you. So some of you already know who this person is. Some of you are going to meet someone this month. All right, some of you are going to have some important choices to make, and you're probably going to have to turn some people down. Okay, but I also do feel that some of you are just really in the final stages of healing and clearing and cleansing. And this is opening up your door in for your next number of months, especially the next 6 months. Set those intentions with your new moon. Set them on the 15th, probably with Mercury direct in that energy. And then you just be crystal clear, right? And, you know, this can be a harness a little bit more of your inner magic. But 1111, either you have a wish coming true, okay, or this is saying, set your intentions and make a wish. And remember, we do have that star card there. Okay, wish upon a star. All right. So let's get a couple of final cards out here for you. So we do have the Observer here, card number 50. Fives represent obstacles and challenges, but they also represent exciting opportunities for change. But we often have to get out of our comfort zone. Okay. The Observer, right? This person is just looking through that camera lens, right? Just observing other people, watching other people, but isn't part of the action. So part of you finding love is getting out of your comfort zone, interacting with people, and maybe being creative on how you do that, right? Do something different, assess your situation, and then go, okay, yeah, I'm not going to meet anyone this way. And even though we'd love for Mr. or Mrs. Right to manifest and pop up and materialize right beside us on the couch, chances are we have to take some sort of initiative or action to make that happen. The Observer is also an energy here of looking at the big picture, assessing your situation now, assessing the past, and also being willing to see through anyone that is maybe not presenting themselves in a truthful way. Double card, right? So I feel like here your abilities to accurately assess a situation and use your intuition to help you and to guide you is very much on point. All right. We also have my dear friend coming in here. So again, your friends may have a very important role to play in your love life, right? Whether they just drag you out of the house to get you a little bit more socially involved, get you out of that hermit mode that you may have been in for a while. Maybe you have a friend that wants to set you up with somebody, right? And our friends most often do know us the best, and they're not always right, because sometimes when our friends say, oh, I have the perfect person for you, it might be that it's the perfect person for them if they were single, right? So sometimes it doesn't always work out. But, but this is showing you that there is somebody there that does want to help you. And this person could actually know you for a long time, because my dear friend energy is like a long time friend. Okay. But this can also represent that you need to get ready for some change, because there could be a lifelong relationship coming in here for you. Someone who not only will be like, a really good romantic match for you, but also a friend, right? And of course, all relationships, when we're talking about whether it's just friendships or romantic relationships, we have to actually like the person that we're with, right? And friendship is the basis of things, right? So this could be someone who they're not just your romantic partner, but they are also a friend. And so it's like I married my best friend kind of thing, right? You hear people say that quite often. And while that can have some ups and downs with that, right? We do need friends separate from our relationships as well. It is a nice, warm, comforting feeling, okay? So certainly does bode well for your love life. All right. So I'm going to leave all that there for you guys. I hope there was something here for you. If there was, please like, share, subscribe. I thank you so very much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic September and beyond. Okay. Remember, patience is a virtue. We need to make sure that you're open and ready and receptive for love. All right. I thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful month ahead. Like, share, subscribe. That would be really wonderful. Leave a comment as well. Say hello, where you're watching from, what's going on. All right. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.